Erik Halterman of RotoWire here with 6 players to pick up this weekend. I brought my dog along for moral support. Let's start with Spencer Horwitz, infielder for the Blue Jays. 26-year-old with barely any MLB experience to his name, has a good hit tool, might not have anything else. But he's here now, and he's getting an opportunity. He has hit first or second in 5 straight games since getting called up by the Blue Jays, also playing at second base, which is interesting for a player who's seen mostly as a first base / left field / DH type. He's probably only on the strong side of a platoon, and again, it probably doesn't offer anything beyond a good hit tool, but he does have a really good hit tool. Hit over 333 in AAA for 2 straight seasons. So if you need some batting average help, he's got the opportunity, and he's got that one tool. Next, David Hamilton, shortstop for the Red Sox. He is playing every day, moving up in the lineup. He hit second in 2 of the Red Sox last 3 games. The main appeal here for Hamilton is his speed, 14 steals in 44 games. He's hitting .292 on the season with 4 homers. Underlying numbers on Hamilton's bat aren't great. At 26% strikeout rate along with a 6% walk rate shows poor plate discipline. Doesn't hit the ball that hard, a 5.4% barrel rate, but good batting average, plenty of steals, and a good lineup spot. If you've got space on your bench to stash a player for a couple weeks, how about Noelvi Marte, who is due to return June 27th from his 80-game PED suspension. Marte was one of the more exciting hitting prospects in the league before that suspension. We saw him briefly last year in 35 games. He hit .316, .366, .456. Nothing too special under the hood, but a 20% strikeout rate, an 8% barrel rate, 46% hard hit rate. Pretty decent bat for a rookie. This is a highly rated, well-rounded prospect we're talking about. There were playing time concerns in that Cincinnati infield to start the season. They were partly assuaged by the fact that Marte got the suspension, but now that he's back, still not really a concern because Christian Encarnacion-Strand might need season-ending wrist surgery, and Matt McLean is nowhere near returning from his shoulder injury. So Marte should be back in less than 2 weeks and should be playing a ton. Moving to the mound, how about Drew Thorpe of the White Sox? He was traded twice this offseason. He was sent from the Yankees to the Padres in the Juan Soto trade, and then he was traded again onto the White Sox in the Dylan Cease trade. I suppose that could be good or bad. We could say 2 organizations wanted him or 2 organizations gave up on him. And he's a bit confusing because he's a highly rated prospect who's got a pretty bad fastball, averaged just 91.6 miles per hour in his debut. It's hard to be a good pitcher with a bad fastball, but there are certainly pitchers who can do it, and Thorpe could be one of them. In the minors, certainly the fastball hasn't held him back. In 34 starts, he's got a 2.17 ERA, a 0.95 whip, striking out 31% of opposing batters while walking just 7%. The minor league numbers say this is going to work for Thorpe, and the bar for him to remain in the rotation is not at all high in the White Sox organization, although that does, of course, come with reduced chances of wins. But Thorpe is worth an ad to see if his overall picture overcomes a bad fastball in Chicago. Hurston Waldrep of Atlanta. He is a highly rated prospect who might be up just a tad too early. This was the 2023 first-round pick we're talking about, who had just 1 start at AAA this year before getting promoted again. And in his MLB debut, it did not look good. 7 earned runs in 3 2/3 innings, 1 strikeout against 4 walks. His splitter is his best pitch, and that pitch did look quite good in his debut. He's getting another start this Sunday. He may have stunk up the joint in that start and gotten optioned by the time you're watching this, but if he had a good start and he's still around, being able to start every 5 games in that Atlanta rotation is a pretty compelling spot that he could land in. That's a good team, even if they've lost some players to injuries this year. Lots of win potential should Waldrep be able to hold down the spot. And finally, another stash, this one a pitcher. Shane Baz is working his way back from Tommy John. Technically his rehab assignment's over. He was optioned in late May, so he's just an ordinary minor leaguer right now. Needed some more time because his AAA numbers aren't very good. A 5.33 ERA in 7 starts at that level, but that's because his first several, as he worked his way back from injury, were not very good. His most recent start, he struck out 10 in 5 innings with just 1 earned run. There are some concerns about where exactly Baz will fit into the Rays rotation once he's healthy, and this is the Rays we're talking about, so they could well stick him in some non-fantasy relevant role, but he is too talented to ignore. In 9 major league starts, it's a 29% strikeout rate against a 7% walk rate for Baz. If he is going to be a rotation member for the Rays for most of the back half of the season, he's going to help your team, so you want him now and see where it goes. For more names, check out the Saturday edition of the RotoWire Fantasy Baseball Podcast with me and Ryan Boyer.